Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, however this video finds you. First of all, I would like to say we are going into lesson 2. Lesson 2 is the keys to success. See it before you can receive it. Imagination. That's right. But before I continue, I always like to let you know that, I want you to imagine this for a minute. Before we continue, I want you to log on to hiphoppk.com and go over there and get my classes, the 48 Laws of Game. And what this simply means is that I have taken my book, the 48 Laws of Game, and converted it into a curriculum or lessons, 48 lessons. I broke down each chapter, and what you can do is you can go over there, you can purchase this for $14.95. This only covers the maintenance. And once you purchase this, not only will you receive my classes, but you'll receive my book, the audio book. You'll receive all of my videos I done, Ghetto Street, Executive Street, Pimpology, all of them. The best of both worlds. You get all of that for free. You get all of the things that I've done for free, just for simply joining the class. Because I want you to have everything. Now, that's out the way. Okay, today's lesson, as I said, is imagination. Now, what I want you to do right now, I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. I'm going to give you a few seconds. Your eyes closed? Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to imagine yourself in a brand new Bentley, a brand new Phantom, in a $5 million home, $30 million in the bank, all the jewelry that you can buy, all the women that you can desire, all the men that you can desire if you're a woman. I want you to imagine that. Okay, now open your eyes. See, that's what life is all about. You have to see it before you can receive it. And if you can actually see the things that I told you to imagine, then guess what? There's nothing stopping you from achieving these things but you. Because whatever the mind believes and conceive, the mind can definitely achieve. Yes, great men, multi-millionaire, before any one of them ever achieved any amount of money, they first imagined how they were going to do it. They backed that up with desire, and then they backed that up with plans. And they went out there and they accomplished the things that they want. And you can also do that. I've done it many a times. I've imagined things and then come up, with the burning desire to achieve it. And then I got the plan and I eventually received it. In the last 150 years, man has conquered not only air, but water and ground, and even communication. Look at the airplanes. Look at the airplanes. Look at the spaceships. Look at the helicopters. All this is air. Man conquered that. Look at the submarines. Look at your boats. Look at the things, the speed boats. Look at the things that man have conquered on water. Look at ground, look at cars, look at trains, look at trucks, look at semis. Man has also conquered ground. Look at communication. I'm communicating to you now through YouTube. Television, radio. They're all forms of communication. Man has conquered all of these things through his imagination. There are two types of imagination, one being synthetic imagination and the other one being creative imagination. And synthetic imagination is simply, to give you an example, is Ben Franklin is one of the examples of synthetic imagination. Ben Franklin never created electricity. He just figured out how to trap electricity into a bulb. And what he did was he put a light, light inside a bulb, and he trapped the light inside the bulb, and that's where we have, electricity, from his standpoint. But if you walk on carpet and you touch your partner, you're going to electrocute him if it's static on that carpet. If you stand in a storm, and you don't move out the way, and the lightning strike a tree and cause the tree to fall forward near you because it was electrocuted, through electricity, then you might find yourself in a very precarious situation. You may even die. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, we know how these different ones work. We know that synthetic work through the education, experience, and observation. We know that creative imagination, it works a little different. It works from our hunches, our inspirations, and our ideals. You know, that's where you create a genius. You know what I'm saying? That's what people, when they come up with inventions that you ain't never seen before, you know, this comes from their creative imagination. You know, and that's one of the most powerful parts of the mind. And if you don't use it, it don't work. You know, to give you an example of some of the people that have used creative imagination, let's take, for example, the rappers. You know, every rapper that I've been around, from 50 Cent to Little John, Too Short, E40, Little Flip, all them guys who I've been on their albums and so on and so forth, you know, all these guys, when I watch them in the studio, one thing I notice about each and every one of them is that each and every one of them imagine the things that they're going to write before they even write it down. And then these ideas come out and you think that they just write them. No, they don't write them. They imagine what they're going to say before they write them. You got to see it before you can receive it. You know what I'm saying? For real. You definitely have to see it before you can receive it. You know, look at Tupac. Tupac did a song called Brenda Got a Baby. If you go get that song on YouTube right now, if you go and you Google it or you YouTube it, you will find out that Tupac had this imagination of this lady who was pregnant. And he was telling her everything is going to be okay. We don't know if Brenda ever existed, but you could tell that he was writing from his imagination. You know, he had created this scenery in his mind, this synopsis, and he conveyed it to the public. And that's just how imagination is. You know what I mean? We look at Iceberg Slim, one of the greatest writers of all time. You know, he took us into the ghetto. He told us about the drug addicts and the dope fiends and the prisons and so on and so forth. And all we was doing, we don't know if that actually happened. We were just following his imagination. You know, when I wrote the book, anybody, you know, you got to go into, you know, you got to imagine these things before you can actually translate them and put them down. You know, filmmaker, look at Tyler Perry, Medea. You know, Medea's supposed to be everybody's grandmama. You know, the crazy grandmama with the gun, that go to jail, you know, do all kind of crazy stuff, run people over and so on and so forth. And this is in the mind of Tyler Perry. He created this image that we all follow and that he makes millions and millions of dollars off of. Look at Men in Black. Look at Star Wars. You know, look at some of the movies that you see at the movie theater that was created by some of these filmmakers and these directors. You know, and that's how you do yourself. This is how you do the thing that you want. If you want anything in life, first of all, you got to imagine it. And then you can write it down. And then you have the desire to go and achieve it. And that's what life is all about. Russell Simmons, a great example. You know, 50 Cent. I mean, you look at 50 Cent and you look at the Get Rich or Die Trying album. Look at it. I mean, go actually listen to the Get Rich or Die Trying album. What you will find out is that in that album, 50 Cent, not only was he talking about, you know, G-Unit, 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 but he also came up with the G-Unit shoes, the G-Unit clothing. He never even knew that these things were going to happen, but he imagined them. He had the imagination to say, this is what I want, so I'm going to talk about it in my music, and hopefully one day I will achieve it. Because I believed it and I conceived it. And that's how life works. Mark Zuckerberg, you know what I'm saying? You know, Facebook dude. First of all, what he did was he envisioned himself or him and his college mates being able to communicate through social networking, you know, and share information with each other. And because of that, this man has $800 million, 800 million people on Facebook now. Just imagining him and his friends kicking it. Now he got the whole world kicking it, including me. I got a Facebook. My Facebook is, you know, Facebook at Pimpin Book. You know, I got one. You know, everybody got a Facebook. Everybody got this new idea or this new thing that came out of Mark Zuckerberg's imagination. So what you got to understand is that before you can have anything or you can achieve anything, I want you to first to imagine it. Close your eyes and think about, meditate on what you want and watch you will receive it. Because whatever the mind believes and conceive, the mind can achieve. And I'm telling you from experience, you know, I've closed my eyes many nights and imagined many things. In a matter of months or years, I will eventually accomplish these things. And you can do the same thing. You know, you got to have imagination. Like I said, look out for my new book, The Art of Human Chess, aka The Art of Pimpin. Log on to hiphop.pk.com and go over there and join my game college. You know, you must do this. And the next class is desire. Peace.